Hey guys, Bob here from Raw Strength and Muscle, and today we're going to talk about how to deal with hunger during a cutting diet, okay? How not to cheat in your diet. Now, I've got a whole section in my low carb cutting and bulking course about this, but right now I just want to throw out a few ideas that you could implement immediately if you're on a cutting diet and you're having a problem dealing with hunger, okay? Now, first of all, I just want to say that I am totally against the new age, new thought idea of intermittent fasting, one meal a day, skipping breakfast, etc., etc., etc. Okay, I want you to eat 6 meals a day every 3 hours, and I want you to specifically eat breakfast. Now, why is this? The reason that most people fail on the diet is because they either break and binge because they cannot handle the hunger anymore, or they just hate the experience and they quit because it's not worth it to me. I'm not even really losing that much weight and I just hate this and I can't stand it anymore, okay? Because you're hungry all the time. So the bottom line is you're hungry all the time, so we need to keep you from getting hungry. So if you're gonna be if I do Keto Baby, where I just wake up in the morning, I don't eat until the afternoon, and then I have an apple and a glass of sparkling water, and then I don't eat, and I have this one big meal. I could go to Chipotle and order whatever I want. Mommy, I want this and this and this and this and this. Okay, great. If you do that, you are starving all day, okay? You are in a bad mood all day. You're tired all day. You're hungry all day, okay? You might be getting headaches, okay? And do not tell me that this is not true. Do not tell me that you don't get used to this, because Keto Baby himself says, drink sparkling water. It blunts your hunger. Drink black coffee. It blunts your hunger. Okay, why does he say it will blunt your hunger? Because you're fucking hungry, okay? So basically going all day with no food and then gorging yourself on fucking fast food and this one giant meal at the end of the day is gonna be terrible, because the whole day, if you're a grown up and have to produce results, you have to work or do something to earn money, okay? You cannot do that if you have headaches, if you're hungry, if you're tired, if you can't think straight, because you haven't eaten all day, because you want to go to Chipotle at night and have a 10,000 whatever bowl for dinner, okay? Another thing is you're going to be in a bad mood. You're not going to be mentally focused to be with your family, to be with your friends. If you're a grown-up, you have to be able to perform all day, okay? And the bottom line is, if you starve yourself all day and you're really, really, really starving at the end of the day, even if you have this big, 1,500 calorie meal and maybe a 300 calorie meal, and it brings you up to 1,800 calories at the end of the day, you're still going to be so starving that this one little meal is not going to be enough for you. And once again, I've seen this in Keto Baby used to do more social media than he does now. And he did this one video where he's like, man, I'm going to break my fast. I'm hungry. And he goes ahead and has a fucking couple tacos because he was flying somewhere. He's in an airport. These tacos are so good. I'm gonna have more tacos. And he has some more tacos. And he's, man, I think I went over on my fucking calories. Now, I think it's excellent, really, transparent that he admitted on YouTube that he went over his calories. But still, the fact remains, he didn't eat shit all day, and then he fucking ate tacos and couldn't stop, and he went over on his calories. And then there's one time when he was down in California, and the same thing happened. Man, I think I ate too much pizza, because he sat down and started eating pizza. So, and that's another problem, okay? Another problem with intermittent fasting is it causes you to want to eat junk food, okay? Because at the end of the day, you need energy, calories from food, which is basically fat. You need electrolytes, which is largely salt, and you need sugar, okay? If you're starving and you're dying, first of all, that's what you're going to crave. And second, if you're starving and you're dying, that's what a medical practitioner will give to you. Okay, electrolytes, okay, glucose, and just calories, okay? So basically what it does is it makes you want to eat horse shit. So I could have a chicken breast, or I could have a fucking big pizza and a fucking piece of chocolate cake. I don't even eat chocolate cake, but if I starve enough, I'm gonna be killing people for a chocolate cake, okay? So basically, this is gonna make you quit your diet because you hate it. This is gonna make you binge and just eat because you're so hungry because you haven't eaten all day. It will make you go over even if you're just eating, quote, healthy foods, and it will make you more likely to eat crap instead of healthy foods at the end of the day, okay? So I really do not suggest you do any kind of fasting, intermittent, one meal a day, whatever. What do I suggest? I suggest you wake up and immediately have food. Now, because you're not starving yourself for hours, when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is eat, it doesn't take all that much, okay, for you to go ahead and have, to go ahead and satisfy your hunger. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. I love drinking like my breakfast. I hate, wake up in the morning, I'm starving and I hate having to cook. I hate having to eat. I just want to drink something. Okay. So basically right now I just changed my diet. So my breakfast is basically 6 raw eggs, 6 fluid ounces, half and half, some cinnamon powder sprinkled on for taste. And that's basically it. So I wake up and I drink that protein and fat right in my body and it satisfies my hunger. Okay. I went to the gym and I came back and then I had eggs and egg whites. Okay. Eggs and egg whites because, whole eggs have more fat, more calories. So I wanted to restrict my calories. So I had just eggs and egg whites mixed together and scrambled. Okay. So basically the bottom line is I wake up in the morning, drink that, feel good, go to the gym, come back hungry, have my eggs and my egg whites. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm not waiting until I'm absolutely starving to death and dying. I'm hungry. I'm going to eat something small, satisfy my hunger. A couple hours later, hey, I'm hungry, eat something, satisfies my hunger. And that's what I do all day. Okay. So the way I suggest you do this, as opposed to just going all day and being starving, is you have a good breakfast. Okay, a few hours later, you have another meal, another meal, another meal. And like I always say, you should be able to look at your clock, I'm getting hungry now. Okay, I need to eat in 20 minutes because it's almost 3 hours. So basically you satisfy your hunger, you don't stuff yourself. You start to get a little bit hungry, you're not starving. And then right when you start to get a little hungry, it's time to eat again. So it's like you eat, you get a little hungry, you eat, you get a little hungry, you eat, you get a little hungry, you eat. It's not like I'm absolutely positively starving, I'm going to kill somebody and drink his blood out of his neck after I sever his head. And then you go ahead and you just eat like a bunch of crap. And then you feel like garbage. And then the next day, 24 hours later, you feel like crap, you're starving. Okay. And like I said, your energy levels do the same thing. Okay. So that's what I suggest you do. I suggest you eat breakfast. I suggest you eat every 3 hours. Okay. If you are doing an extreme cut, and I do extreme cuts where some meals are like pure protein, I suggest you do 2 things. First of all, front load your fat. And second, alternate your fat. So let's say I'm doing 6 meals a day, 3 of them have fat in them. Okay. And 3 of them do not have fat. Do not have fat could be just like a bare chicken breast or something like that. Okay, it's just a piece of meat with no fat really and no, and of course no carbs. Well, how would I do that? I would have the fattiest meal first in the morning. Okay, then I would have a meal of just protein. Then I would have a meal of fat and protein. Then I would have a meal of just protein. Okay, so basically it alternates throughout the day. So you have a fatty meal that has more calories and the fat slows the digestion. 3 hours later, you start to get hungry. Then you just have your protein. 3 hours later, you start to get hungry, and then you have another meal of fat and protein together. Okay, that's the way that I personally do it, so that I get satisfy my hunger, get hungry, eat just protein, get hungry again, eat protein and fat. So I spread out my fat throughout the day. Okay. And the last meal of the day, I have no fat in my meal because I'm going to go to bed. Okay. I already got my workout behind me. I got my work day behind me, the time I spent with my family, friends, whatever, behind me. So why would I save this fat, which is energy food, for night when I'm about to go to bed? Okay. Another thing that's important, especially if you're on keto, you need to be taking in your electrolytes, okay? Your calcium, potassium, magnesium, and your salt, okay? The way I suggest you get your salt, your sodium, and your potassium is by putting salt on your foods, okay? So sea salt is for sodium, and something called no salt, it's like a salt substitute. It is a potassium source, okay? So you put this on. I know a lot of times people are going to be craving salt. Some people are going to be craving bacon because bacon is salty. It's fatty. It's got a lot of calories, but it's also salty. Okay. So just the mere fact that if you're on a low carb diet, you need to be getting in your electrolytes. By getting your electrolytes in, okay, and drinking enough water, you're going to satisfy a lot of what you think is hunger, but it really isn't. You're not actually hungry. It's just you're craving electrolytes. And because you're craving electrolytes, you crave, like I said, bacon or fast food or something that has a lot of salt in it. I noticed this because I remember when I first started experimenting with low carb diets, I would see myself licking the plate after I ate something to get the salt off. Okay, so now it's you salt your food, you put your potassium salt on your food, and then you put a little bit bit more, and if you feel like you want more, you put in even more. Now, obviously, like I said, you need to make sure you're drinking enough water because that's the point. The carbs hold water. Because you don't have the carbs, it's easy to get dehydrated. That's what causes the keto flu. By taking in the electrolytes, especially sodium, potassium, it allows you to hold the water, which eliminates the keto flu. But another thing that it does that's really important is it allows you to not feel this fake hunger that might lead you to cheating on your diet or breaking off your diet, okay? Drinking water, obviously, is another thing. Every morning I have like 4 1-liter bottles. I keep them in the refrigerator. I fill them up from the filter in my kitchen. And I just take them out every morning. And I have a 3-liter thermos and a 1-liter thermos. I just pour all 4 liters in there. And then I have 4 liters of cold water for the day, okay? A gallon is like 3.82 liters. So 4 liters is over a gallon of water. That is plenty of water for me for the entire day. It not only keeps me hydrated, it not only keeps my electrolyte balance good, but another thing that's very important is it keeps you from feeling hungry, okay? A lot of times when you feel hungry, you think you're starving. What really happens is you are dehydrated. So by drinking water, you are allowing yourself to, like I said, not be dehydrated, not have, like the electrolytes, a sign of fake hunger, okay, that you might use as an excuse to either stop your diet or cheat on your diet, okay? And another thing that I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about, but it's something that I talk about a lot that really works for me, is fiber, okay? So what I like to do, okay, in terms of fiber is I take a psyllium husk supplement. Yes, I like salads. Yes, I like vegetables, okay? But the problem is I never see people getting in enough fiber. I don't care how many salads or how many vegetables you eat. And for me, if I do not take my psyllium husk fiber supplement and get my baseline, okay, fiber for the day, no matter how many salads I eat, I still feel like I need more fiber, okay? Things don't work right. I don't feel good, okay? So what I usually take is like 6 teaspoons of a sugar-free psyllium husk fiber supplement at night. If I'm dieting, what I might do is take a couple teaspoons mixed with water in between meals. Now, in between meals for 2 reasons. First of all, fiber may interfere with your digestion of your food. So even if you eat the perfect diet, if you don't digest it properly, you might not get all of the food digested, so you don't get all the benefits from the food. So I suggest you always have your fiber in between meals, okay? But another thing about it is by taking this in between meals. So like, let's say I eat at 9 in the morning and at noon, and I start to get hungry around 9. Well, I might take 2 teaspoons of psyllium husk fiber supplement mixed in a big glass of water, and I might drink that down, like, let's say like 10:30, okay? So that's an hour and a half after my first meal and an hour and a half before my second meal, okay? Or my second and my third, but you get the point. An hour and a half in between meals, 3 hours in between meals, and I might take an hour and a half after a meal. I might take my 2 teaspoons of psyllium husk fiber supplement, so it kind of fills me up a little bit, okay? This is something like you really cannot underestimate the benefit of this, because what fiber does is, like, you drink this stuff down and it basically swells up in your stomach, and it's like you swallowed a sponge. It goes through your digestive system and it just cleans your digestive walls. It takes anything in your digestive system, it just pushes it out where things go out of. And because of this, because of this swelling up effect, it just fills up your stomach. So like I said, normally at night, like I have a meal at 6 p.m., a meal at 9 p.m. That's my last meal. I might 7:30, 8 o'clock, I might have my psyllium husk fiber supplement, just 6 teaspoons all at once. But like I said, if I'm on an extreme cut, I'll have 2 in between meals. So that's just another way for you to deal with hunger. And it's also another way to make sure you get your water intake up, because you have to take your psyllium husk fiber supplement with a large glass of water. Anyway, like I said, guys, I hope that this helps, okay? I've got a whole section in low carb cutting and bulking dealing just with how not to cheat on your diet, but I hope you guys got some ideas about how to deal with a cutting diet from this video. If you enjoyed it, press the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Aside from that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.